Hi folks, in this next video I'd like to show you what I'm making next, and it's in the form of a centrifugal casting machine for casting out silver and gold. As you can see there, I've been turning by hand using the Holtzapfel style hand tool, and what I'm doing, I'm turning the shaft down there to fit into the centre of this aluminium plate, which will be the spinner, which the crucible or the flask fastens to do the centrifugal casting. So I've got that to turn down a little more to fit into the hole there. I'll turn it about 2/1000 of an inch bigger and press it into there, so you get a good solid fit without having to do any heating up or drilling, etc. The press fits best. So I'll take the camera out the tripod and I'll show you the rest of the equipment which I've made. I think that piece of aluminium there was about, I think it was about £15 for that. It's 16mm 5/8 thick, and a little piece of brass there was about £3-4. Now the actual, we'll come over to this side of the workshop and show you what the rest of it's made of. And the cylinder you see there is a remnant of a water fire extinguisher, stainless steel. There's a part of it down here still. There's the other half of it, which I'm going to use for another machine that I'm making, which is on the same lines as these, but this will be a slow speed horizontal grinder, which will work in exactly the same way as this, with another disc in the top there with a 214 revs per minute motor, I think it is, which I salvaged off something else, which I haven't got here. But as you can see in the top there, I've got the plate and the motor mounted on that one. That's just a little cover there just to hold the key, the Woodruff key in. And that motor there is I think it's a 900 revs per minute, something like that, geared down. It's got a triple helical gearbox on the top, which I've turned that over, you can see it inside there. It's a Parvalux motor salvage off something, and you see there I've got the stainless steel switch fitted. It all needs wiring up still, and a plywood base for it to sit on. I'll do the same for the other machine as well. So basically that disc is going to sit inside there, fastened, and then on top of this would go a flask, which would look something like, what can I show you? I've actually got that yet, I'm still sourcing that from some second-hand metal dealers. Basically what you have, you could just imagine that jam jar was the flask. It would fit onto the disc. I'm going to put a groove in here so the actual edges of the tube fits into the tube and then locks, which I'll show you on the next video. So that's as far as I've got up to now, and the total cost up to now is, it's probably only £30 up to now for the parts. To buy one of these machines, that's the switch on and off switch, and it has a little LED ring lights up around the side. Total cost for one of these retail is well over £2,000. So I reckon I'm going to be able to make, with the other part of the fire extinguisher tube. I'm going to be able to make both of these for less than £100. Now the horizontal sharpening system, what the jewellers guys use, the engravers, I think they're about £1,000, and this is over £2,000. So in all, with the VAT and everything on, for those two machines it'll be about £3,500, and I'm going to make them for less than £100, and they're going to be just as good and as accurate as the ones that you buy for retail. This disc actually for this one, for the grinder, the disc for the centrifugal caster is slightly thicker because I've got to put a groove in here. So the cylinder, the actual cylinder, the flask in other words, sits down into there, and I'm going to drill 2 pins from the side, one on either side, and then going to have a little L-shaped locking device, so you put it in and lock so as it can't spin or fly out, as you'll see in the next video. So that's as far as I've got up to now. I haven't even got any screws for here spare. I'm going to have to get a few screws to mount that to mount the motor and in the other one as well. And as you can see, it's a piece of plywood, same as that for the mount. I may change that. This plate, I might buy a piece of stainless steel to fit completely inside, so that it completely seals that off, just in case one of the flasks leaks and some of the molten metal comes out. It'll be saved in this recess here then. So I might just do that. That's a 1.5mm stainless steel plate, but I've run out of it, so I might go to the cost of buying a bit of that for a full mount. And that plywood disc in there is held on by 4 screws through the side. So all basically simple stuff. And then in the next video I'll show you, I've got another piece of plywood here similar to this, and it's going to be, I'm not sure whether it's going to be plywood with a metal top on, or maybe a metal top with a hole in the top to pour the molten metal into the flask when it's finished. I think I'll probably buy a nice piece of aluminium plate similar to this, round, and then recess it so it just slots inside. So when it goes in, it has a little recess and it slots in, and you'll have a hole in the top just like that. And the little crucibles that I've got, I'll have them on a little axis similar to the one that's available retail. And then next year I've developed an induction heater, and I'm going to build another. I've got another one of these fire extinguishers. I'm going to build an induction heater on the top, and then rather than pouring it in, I'm going to have a valve system which is very similar to my the gas ones that I showed you earlier there, with a little lift valve, so you don't have to do the pouring. You just lift this lever up, and it goes down through the little crucible itself. So there's lots and lots of different things I'm designing, basically to save the money. So up to now I'm really happy with that. It looks just like the one that you can buy, but not exactly the same, obviously. But I will show you more as it comes along. So I'll give you one last look at the makeup. It's dead simple stuff, and that's the 12mm shaft, which the brass, that's what I'm making. I'm making the little brass coupling to go through the disc and then fit over that shaft there. Quite good motors actually, and obviously knew there would be an absolute fortune, but let's say they're 20 quid for that. Got the fire extinguisher for free. The switch was £2.50 I think, the stainless steel on and off switch, and the wood's free from another project, so good value for money. And I will post a video of one of these in action, so you can basically give you an idea of what I've copied for myself. So that's enough rambling for now, and I will in a week's time, will be a lot further on, I'll be able to show you I'll have the motor and everything fitted into this one as well when I get it, and I'll show you them running. So thank you all again for watching, and from a little shed in Yorkshire, bye for now.